On today's show, what are we doing, Kelly?
We are testing out a 2023 Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition.
That's right, and it's time for the Hyperloop because I got to see what I can squeeze out of this thing for the MPGs and predictions, Kelly. Just real quick, what do you think?
Oh, I don't even know what this one's rated on paper. So the Frontier did what, like 25?
26, I believe.
Oh, so maybe 28?
I'm going to say 29. Let's do this right now. All right, this is the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder, and as you can see, it's very Pathfinder-like. It's a very roomy and comfortable vehicle that I quite enjoy. Let's reset all this stuff, and let's get to the loop. Here's our data. Ignore that stuff. We're going to reset all items. Yes, we're going to do that. All right, there you go. Clock is starting right now. So what have been some kind of the pluses for you in this vehicle? What stands out to you so far after having this for about a week?
I would say the one thing that stands out is actually it's a really good size, the vehicle itself. Like from hauling softball equipment to kids to all of that, it's been great from that. We even picked up groceries at one point, so that was really nice to do. And we still had our softball equipment in there. So the fact that you could have all of that because you do have third row seating in here, so you've got that little extra space in the back has been really nice. Some of the things that I would say that I'm missing in this one, in this particular model, is it's got power seats on the driver's side. However, it doesn't have programmable seats because Dave is just a smidge shorter than me, and we do our seats quite a bit different from one another. Yeah. So it would really be nice to have the programming on there. The other thing it doesn't have on this particular one is it doesn't have push button to open the gate in the back, and it also does not have a kick open under it like we've seen in the Toyota Sequoia.
Now I'm going to assume some of that is because this is kind of a mid-trim.
Yes.
It's the Rock Creek Edition, so it's more about off-roading or looking the part, I think, and some capabilities to it, but it's a mid-trim to this vehicle. So I think had we gotten the platinum version of this thing, we probably would have gotten all the bells and whistles. But I do agree, like there's certain things that you just sort of you miss, and of course we're unfortunately or fortunately pampered to get in some of the nicest vehicles out there. So there's certain things that we sort of expect to see, but that's not saying this isn't a nice vehicle, because this is a really nice vehicle. And let's get up and go. All right, as always, we like to, this little 40-mile loop we do takes us through the Middle Tennessee countryside area. Is this always the most practical miles that you can get? Probably not. I think we do a little bit better. We extreme this thing out sometimes, but it is what it is. We do try to stay within the speed limits, so we don't go crushing this thing. We're not going to 75, 85 miles an hour. There is a sweet spot to getting fuel economy, and it's about 55 miles an hour. So that's generally where we stay at. Right now we're around 45 miles an hour, and we're just cruising. So one thing we like about this, it has the Pro Pilot Assist plus intelligent cruise control, which is pretty nice. So you can see the 3 bars out there. You can set the distance you want to be away from the vehicle in front of you. But you can push here, this little blue button, and we'll push it again. There you go. You see it bring up all the sensors. And then when you get the speed limit you want, which we're doing about 55 miles an hour, you go ahead and Kelly will set that for us, hit set. And you see it says cruise. Now it shows the little green, and it's trying to steer for me ever so slightly. Now it's told me that it stopped doing it because of probably how our sensors are. So
no, because you controlled it too much is a problem.
See the green sensors? So we back those off to the last one, and there you go. Now it's starting to actually steer. As you can see, I got my hands on the steering wheel, but it's actually doing the steering pretty much for us. Now it is a little strange to feel, right, Kelly?
It is very strange actually.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like the feature. I can see where this is just an early adaptation to this feature, and years down the road, I think that we'll see this feature really take off. But look, click it. We got our speed set, and we're just having fun. So the speed limit right here is 55 miles an hour. So that's what we're going to do. The interior of this vehicle, as we take this little wind down, nice stereo system, sounds great. The stereo system sounds great. All the AC, HVAC buttons are real easy to use. Everything feels natural. The only thing that was a little hard to get used to was the new style shifter, the all electronic style parking and the parking brakes and all that. Comfortable ride. Now, something we do as we're doing this 40-mile loop is something we can notice is you are getting a little tire noise with this one. Now,
yes.
Why is that? We've got a heavy all-terrain tire on this vehicle. And I'm not going to ding it for that because that's what this vehicle is. It's supposed to have that. So there is some give and take with that. But ultimately, the ride comfort's been pretty good on this thing. Now driving, we've noticed that it kind of drives like, it feels like a big car. We both kind of separately have talked about that a little bit, that it just, because this is a front wheel drive SUV, it tends to feel like a heavy big car. But that's, I mean, you kind of want that a little bit. You want a nice ride.
Yeah.
And I think with this being the, having four-wheel drive as an option, it's still front-wheel drive based. But having four-wheel drive option, if you lived in any kind of area with snow, this would be, I think the Rock Creek, if you were in Michigan again with all the snow and ice they get, this would probably be a pretty nice package, right?
Yeah, I would definitely agree that this would definitely be the package.
As tested, what do we get with the engine options and all that?
All right, so with this one, we have a 3.5 six-cylinder engine. With 295 horsepower, 270 pound-foot of torque on premium fuel, it says.
Yes.
So making sure you're getting that premium fuel if you want the full bounty on this one. It is an automatic intelligent 4x4. It says drive and terrain mode selector, tow hitch, and harness. So
Yes.
this does have the tow mode or tow package on it.
Yeah. Yeah, in a vehicle like this, you're going to want a tow, maybe a small boat, something like that. I would never go crazy with this one because it's still a front-wheel drive based vehicle, so you don't want to go too heavy.
Yeah. And it does, we talked about the smart features on it. It does, of course, have all that we're starting to see in all the vehicles these days with all of the blind spot warnings, the lane warnings, all of those types of things. All of those are on there on this one. Cross traffic alert. High beam assist, power driver's seat, but it is manual on the passenger seat. Automatic temperature control, which is really nice that you can actually set the split between the two. Depending upon the day, I tend to be I like mine a little bit cooler than Dave does, and sometimes he likes it the other way around. So it's nice to have that ability where we can both set our own. The pre-pilot assist, which we talked about, and the intelligent cruise control. The intelligent cruise control has been really an adjustment for me because we've talked about this on the channel. I have a little bit of control issues.
It's true.
And it is definitely not in full control like you are used to doing when you're driving the vehicle. So that is definitely an adjustment to not. And if you do too much movement, it will say, hey, you don't need me. I'm going to go ahead and leave this to you. And it takes it off.
What's cool about that I've noticed is once you take control, it will take back over control if you kind of relax your grip of the steering wheel a little bit and just kind of lightly touch it. It will take it back over. For
your infotainment system, you've got the Nissan Connect that does have the Android and the Apple CarPlay. Now those are by cord, by cable. It's not
connectivity.
It's not wireless connectivity on the Apple Play and the Android Auto. It is actually by cord. 8-inch screen on this one, and you do have Wi-Fi hotspot on this one as well. And then you've got the Rock Creek unique features. So these are actually unique to this model itself. You've got the off-road suspension. You've got 18-inch wheels with beadlock-style design. They're 265/68 teens. They're ATs. And I will say one thing that I really like about this is actually the camera option on this one.
So our MSRP starting out was what on this one, Kelly?
On this one, it was $42,820.
And where do we end up on the old pricing sheet there?
We actually landed at $45,250 on this one with a $1,295 destination charge, a $790 specialized paint, and a $345 all-season floor liners.
Right, which I recommend those.
Yeah.
And on all cars now, the floor liners you get, the rubber floor liners you get from the factory are always really, really nice. So not much upcharge on this thing. Paint would have been the big ding for that. But overall, a nice package that I'm curious. I cannot wait to figure out what this thing's going to get miles per gallon. Kelly, as tested, what does Nissan say the fuel economy should be in this thing?
All right, so as tested, combined city and highway is 21, city is 20, and highway is 23.
Okay, so that's reasonable for a big SUV like this,
Yeah.
right?
Honestly, I think it's a little lower than what I was kind of expecting, just because this does drive so much like a car. But when you do think about it being an SUV versus just a car, then yes, I can definitely see.
But no, yeah, I would agree with you. I would have thought 25 to 27 kind of in there.
But I guess because this isn't an EV, you don't have the EV support on this or anything. The only thing you really have is the auto start stop that you see on standard on all the vehicles these days.
There's no hybrid to this thing. So yeah, if they did a hybrid for this, I could see them getting in the 30s probably with this
100%.
So we're about at the pump. We're getting closer. And if you saw what I saw, you know the deal.
I actually haven't seen it, so I'm interested to see.
It's going to be amazing. Let's see if me and Kelly were correct, or were we way off of this big SUV. All right, moment of truth here, Kelly. I want to preface this by saying I use the trip computer on the manufacturer's vehicles. Yes, we could do the math on this thing, and it might come slightly different. It's not that important to me. I don't think it's that important to you because it's going to be what it is no matter what.
Especially since this vehicle is stock. It's not had any modifications. It's straight from factory.
Right. So I like to use the trip computers on that because I know I read the comments. I see every once in a while. So let's check this out because I'm super excited. So we've done 28.6. We drove 39.6 miles, which the mileage always varies slightly. I've noticed
Which is weird because we do the same thing every time.
But not bad, Kelly. It's kind of about where we thought it was going to be, right?
Yeah, we split the difference between the two of us because I said 28, you said 29. So we couldn't have hit that more perfect, to be honest with you.
No, not at all. So in the comments below, let me know what you think. Was that impressive? Did you like the 40-mile loop with the Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition? I did, and I can't wait to try out the next vehicle. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button on this if you like this. We have a playlist for all the vehicles we do this way. So this is vehicle number 3 or 4, I think, on there that we've done. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
Does it really matter what you drive?
Well, it doesn't, but today we're driving the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition.
We just got 28 miles a gallon.
Almost 29.
Woo! Peace.
See ya.